go through them.
I have mine.
Share yours.
Yeah, you can share mine. I'll let you share mine.
It's nice of them.
They're nice like that.
You ready?
Yeah.
Good afternoon. It's Robert and Julia Miller with the J. Patel Group and Rethink Real Estate with another exciting real estate update.
Right.
Episode number 40.
Episode number 40. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share with a friend.
You betcha. Well, it's gloomy outside. We're hearing distant thunder. I think we're going to get rain again. I think we're safe to say we're actually having a monsoon season.
We're actually having a monsoon season. Yeah, it seems like it's like 6 o'clock in the evening, the lighting right now.
Yeah.
But it's not. I should have used our ring light to help illuminate things, but that's okay. It's beautiful. We enjoy the rain. Our storms here in Arizona, the monsoon season is not like anything else you'd ever experience. So.
Yep, we're enjoying it.
Yeah.
All right, you got a joke for us today?
Yeah, do you want me to go first?
I'll go first this time.
Okay, you go first.
There was a time when wearing your pajamas outside meant your house was on fire. Now it could be a trip to Walmart.
Oh boy. Well, pessimists see the glass half empty. The optimists are already pouring another bottle, opening another bottle.
Yeah, that's one way to beat that. I like it.
I feel like that's the time of the year that we're in. We're kind of in a, is the glass half empty? Is it half full? How do you look at things?
I always look for the silver lining myself. There's always good that comes out of bad situations.
Yeah.
And
I always view it as the glass half full, unless it is my wine glass. And then it's almost empty.
True words.
True words.
Quite the philosopher, aren't you?
Today, yeah.
All right, this week in history, 2006 Twitter launches. July 16th.
2006?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Huh.
1981, automaker Nissan changes the name of its cars from Datsun to Nissan.
I oddly remember this.
We owned a Datsun. Have you ever owned a Datsun?
No.
Yeah.
No.
We used to own a Datsun.
No, oddly I remember this. I have no idea why, but
yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
maybe I knew somebody then that had a Nissan or had a Datsun. Yeah. I don't know.
1979, the abandoned U.S. Skylab space station falls from orbit, July 11th. Do you know where it fell to?
No. Sounds terrible. What is this?
It didn't fall in Arizona.
Oh. The odds, right? What are the odds?
It fell in Australia and the Indian Ocean.
Oh.
Although it was just bits of debris. Most of it burned up in the atmosphere as it was coming down. So.
Wow.
Yeah. 1977, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. receives the posthumous Medal of Freedom on July 11th.
Not to backtrack, but it was kind of exciting this week that we had the blue, what was it called? The blue went up. It was the first unmanned spacecraft to go up, and it came right back down, basically.
That was Bezos, right? Was it Bezos?
Yes, Bezos.
Yeah, Bezos,
Blue Horizon,
He wasn't allowed to wear his cowboy hat the entire time. He had to take it off and put the helmet on.
Yeah, you gotta put the helmet on.
Put the cowboy hat back on.
It was exciting anyway. Exciting to see that.
First steps towards commercial space travel.
If
I'm still a bit of a loss of where they're going to travel to.
Right. Well, they're going to set up hotels up there. We're going to be able to go up and stay.
And on the moon? A hotel on the moon?
Yeah, that's the big plans. If you know what the name of the craft was, put it down in the comments for me. Because it's driving me nuts now.
1969, Apollo 11, the first manned moon mission, blasts off July 16th. And this is near and dear to my heart because I was in Hawaii then, and we got to go to Pearl Harbor and welcome them back.
Welcome them back.
When they successfully returned.
So
that's
cool.
piece of history that is burned in my memory. And
Live on forever.
Yep, I'll never forget about that.
Nice. Apollo 11.
Okay, 1968, the first Soviet commercial flight to the U.S. lands July 15th in New York City. 1965, Mariner 4 sends back the first up-close pictures of the planet Mars, July 15th. And now we have a rover with a helicopter up there.
Drones
cruising around. Yeah, it's amazing how quickly, 1965, and here we are now.
The little drones go out and they take samples of the Mars to bring back, and the advancement that we've made in how many years? 50 years?
55 years, 56 years,
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it is. Okay, 1955, Disneyland opens July 17th in Anaheim, California.
The happiest place on earth.
And finally, 1946, Dr. Benjamin Spock's Book of Baby and Child Care is established July 14th.
And all of our lives are impacted. The baby boomers were impacted by that one, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm a baby boomer.
Yeah, exactly.
So the behavior you have to put up with, you can blame on Dr. Spock.
Call Dr. Spock and his family, yeah.
I don't know if my parents owned a copy of the book. If we did, I guarantee you my dad didn't read it.
Mine didn't either.
Okay, moving on to news, weekly financial news. On the economic side, Wall Street's main indexes fell sharply last week as the spread of the COVID-19 Delta variants cast doubts over economic recovery, and I just saw it's now counts for 83% of all cases, and over 90% of the cases
active here in Arizona
are unvaccinated people.
Yeah.
So
it's not all of them, but it is a greater percentage.
Most of them.
Yeah. So unfortunately.
So we're seeing a tick up. I think that news is kind of making people rethink hesitancy, and we are seeing a tick up in the number of people getting vaccinated.
A little nervous.
We'll see.
Yep.
So as a result, investors flock to the safety of bonds, with 10-year U.S. Treasury yields reaching levels not seen since February. That's Reuters.
Okay.
The U.S. added 850,000 jobs in June, the most since the summer of 2020. Analysts say it's too soon to tell if the increase has anything to do with 25 states recently opting out of extended federal unemployment benefits, a program offered an additional $300 a month to filers through Labor Day.
Yeah. That's a big number to me. 850,000 jobs in June, the most since last summer, which again is strange, except last summer everything was reopening. I get it, but I don't know. It seems like a lot. It's a surprising statistic.
Yeah. These benefits dropping off is going to be interesting for the next few weeks. I think it may take a little while. It's not going to happen overnight, but I think we're going to see this number improve drastically as people get back to work.
Yeah.
Okay, housing news.
You can't go anywhere right now without seeing help wanted, help wanted. We were up doing our water exercise and in our community pool up here, and the landscaper on the back of his shirt said, We're hiring.
Yeah,
I was like,
using them as billboards.
Yeah. So you
amazing.
can't really go anywhere right now without seeing help wanted signs. So I'm like, do I need a second job?
You're all right. You're doing fine.
Have a couple.
I'm your second job.
Yes, you are one of them.
Okay, May marked the third month in a row with record home price growth. Okay.
Right.
Don't confuse that with the number of sales, because we're seeing a downtick of the number of sales.
Right. Prices.
18% year over year. That's according to Mortgage News Daily. According to Fannie Mae's Home Purchase Sentiment Index, HPSI.
Oh, these acronyms.
77% of consumers say it is a great time to sell a home. Seems pretty obvious.
Yeah, right.
This other part seems kind of obvious too. But only 56% say it's a good time to buy. I'm actually surprised it's that
I
high.
am a little surprised it's that high, but it's true. It's still a great time to buy. I feel like if consumers are well educated on market and the cyclicalness of the market, there are going to be highs and lows and times when it's a hot market, times when it's a little bit slower market, but you buy in an up market. And the reason being is because it's just like an appraisal we had come back this week. The appraisal came back and the new homeowner, our buyer, is walking into $12,000 of equity right off the bat.
Yep.
Right off the bat. And he's a first-time home buyer, a single guy, just got out of school, and he's doing great. It's fantastic. I'm so excited for him.
If you're just willing to look at it in reverse, it is a good thing to buy in a seller's market.
Right.
And I know that seems like it doesn't make sense,
so
but
wrong.
you're almost guaranteed in this market right now, if you buy this month, your home is going to be worth more next month.
Right, even next month.
Where if you're in a buyer's market,
Yeah.
the odds are going to be very good that what you paid for the home this month, it's going to be worth less next month if you're in a downward trend. So.
Right. You don't want to buy on a downward trend. Same with, the stock market. How does the stock market compare to that? Because I feel like you want to be, I guess the same principle applies. You want to try to catch it as it's going up.
Well, sure, you always want to buy low, sell high, but the problem is with the stock market right now is it's so volatile that it is extremely difficult to predict what's going on. So
Yeah, and I think a lot of people transfer that same type of nervousness, that same type of volatility to the housing market, and it's not the same.
it's definitely a trend.
Again,
up.
it's not a speedboat, it's a cargo ship. Really slow moving, not the speedboat,
Yep.
like the
Exactly.
stock market.
Affordability index. The average monthly U.S. mortgage payment rose to $1,204 from $1,003 a year ago.
Yeah.
So this is something we're going to have to be wanting to keep an eye on because this is a tipping point, in my opinion, where you hit that 25% of your income going to your housing market, and that's where things slow down, in my opinion.
Okay.
And that's, I always go by this
It's true.
calculation that they use. The average income only increased by 1.2%, whereas that increase from mortgage rate was 20%. So okay,
NAR.
yes, that's National Association of Realtors. Regulatory news, bailouts are ending. We've talked about this, and we're going to go over the stat report.
Yeah, June
And
stats.
this is probably premature into what could happen because of the bailout ending, but we're starting in a very good place, and I'll explain that when we get there.
Okay.
Mortgage services are bracing for a fallout as federal coronavirus forbearance programs end. An estimated 575,000 plans expire in September and early October for about 15,000 troubled loans per day.
Okay.
The first wave of borrowers in the bailouts will have to find ways to pay, sell their home, and where are they going to go? Or enter forbearance. This is according to CNBC. So that'll be another thing to watch. I don't think it's going to be the sky is falling that a lot of people think it is, but it's still something that we need to keep an eye on.
Definitely. It's not going to be a flood of foreclosures in the market, especially with all that we've been through as a nation. There's going to be a lot of work with people that need to catch up. And then, of course, the option is to sell. It's not the best option necessarily for everyone, but it is an option because there is equity in your homes. There's a lot of equity in most people's homes right now.
All right, let's go over the stat report for June. I'll try to go through this relatively quickly because I know we've kind of been running on a little bit here. Monthly sales, 9,661 for May.
Okay.
That's up 1.6%. So just a tick higher than they were last year.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, new inventory is up 5.8% month over month, so more
Okay.
sellers are thinking this is a good time to sell, and it's actually up 17.8% year over year.
Year
So
over
definitely sellers are jumping on the opportunity to get a maximum dollar amount for their home. However, the total inventory is still down almost 30% from last year. So,
Yeah, you can't catch up that way.
month supply of inventory basically flat. It was 1.06 last month. It's 1.05 this month.
Yeah,
So
okay.
still extremely low and deep into a seller's market.
Okay.
This is interesting. Average new list prices are up 23.2% year over year. Okay? Hold that thought.
Okay.
Average sales price is up 37.8% year over year.
Wow.
However,
However.
a decrease is predicted or forecast in July for average sale price. So you remember we were going, oh my gosh, the average price is over 500,000. It came in at 507.
Okay.
They're predicting it's going to be 497,000 for July. So we are starting to see a tapering off and a little bit of relief in the prices. Foreclosures, I told you to hold that thought. Here you go. Distressed residential property sales, the total between short sales foreclosures, 873 across the entire valley.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, so here you go. Distressed sales actually total was 0.2%.
Oh. This is
So-
much less than 1%.
Yeah, it was extremely low.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, actually, the foreclosures pending. I'm sorry.
Foreclosure's actually pending.
Yeah,
Okay.
the foreclosures pending was only 873. And that, a lot of people can get behind a couple months for
Yeah.
various reasons. As soon as they hit that 90-day mark on the 91st day, it's automatic. They go into a notice of foreclosure. It
Right.
doesn't mean the home's going to foreclose. And you can compare those numbers. It's about obviously, it's about 1% using that number. So it was
Right.
0.2% that actually
Yeah.
went into foreclosure. So
Yep.
there was
So it's less than 80% of the 1%,
right. The
Or-
total number
thereabouts.
in the entire valley that were distressed sales last month were 18 in the entire
18
valley.
sales.
15
Last
of them were bank owned, so they had foreclosed on them, and there was 3 short sales. I don't know how anybody could be short selling.
I actually did see a short sale in June, I think it was. Yeah. And yeah, I was surprised.
You took out so much of your equity after you bought that you're up over.
Yeah.
That's the only
Just
way I can
barely.
think of you
Yeah,
could do
and
that.
they are such a unicorn right now, such an anomaly that it's when somebody says, "Yeah, I'm looking for short sales," they almost laugh
Yeah.
because like
There
they
was
just
3
don't exist
last
right
month,
now.
so
There's 3 in the whole valley. So
that's crazy.
yeah.
Okay, days on market just ticked down a little bit, 27. So homes continue to sell even faster, go under contract faster.
So they
from
went up a little
29
bit
down
as
to
summer
27.
started, and now we're going back down just a little. Not
Yep.
much, but a little. 2 days less. Okay.
Yeah, last year this time they were 56.
Yeah.
So it's
It was a
cut
lot.
in half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit longer last year.
Okay, so the commentary from Tom Ruff of the Information Market.
What does Tom Ruff have for us?
Yeah, his market update. No one could have imagined that during a worldwide pandemic, our housing market could turn white hot, but that's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Now, historically, home prices rise during our home selling season, which is February to June.
Mm-hmm.
And then summer, things taper off as school gets ready to get started.
Right.
People are done with their buying. And then we kind of just taper off the rest of the year, and then it starts back up again. There's a few anomalies for like active adult.
Active adult
It
is a
kicks
segment
back
of
up
the market.
in November,
Yeah.
December, but even then, it's really January through March is the pinnacle.
Right.
That didn't happen last year.
Last year, yeah.
So we've only seen 3 times in history where this pattern didn't take place, where the change in the median sales price was greater in the second half of the year than the first half. Okay.
And what were those times?
2009.
Okay.
You remember the first time home buyer tax credit?
That was a great program.
Yeah, that was the first time it happened.
Yep.
2011, when there was just coiled up
Oh yeah.
market demand after the crash, and it took,
And the banks started releasing inventory.
yeah, and just we started coming out of it.
Yeah, we started really coming out of it.
2011. So the coiled up market made a strong move upward after being pushed to the bottom in the aftermath of the housing bubble. And then last year was the emerge from a COVID-19 recession.
Yep.
So those are the only 3 times that's happened in reverse, where second half
Of the year has been better than the
first half price-wise.
So we're expecting, well, we're seeing it already.
Yeah, and I don't think we're going to see it in 2021. I think we're seeing a tapering off, and I think it's going to continue, personally, my opinion.
Okay.
So the run-up in sales prices has been fueled by a scarcity of for-sale homes and historically low interest rates, and a major shortage of housing supply relative to our population, especially in Arizona.
Okay.
Major contributing factor from 2010 to 2019 was that we had the lowest amount of homes built than in any decade, and we went over this a number of times, where home buyers or home builders are just now getting ramped back up to a historic level of about 30% of all homes sold every year are new build.
Yeah.
We're in the teens right now. Supply hit its low water mark in March of this year, and that was when it was under 5,000, and has gradually improved the last 4 months. However, our inventory is still 22% lower than last year at this time.
22%.
What's the end result? Multiple offers and bidding wars. Beginning in February this year, both the median sales price and the average sales price exceeded the asking price. You remember when that happened a few months ago for the first time. It was 101% of the list price. So we saw these numbers peak in June. The decline seen in July might very well signal a new trend, as high prices are likely deterring increasing numbers of prospective buyers. Roll in the affordability of, we're getting close to that 25% of your income going towards housing is a bit of a tipping point. And this is especially true for first-time and low-income buyers. On a historical basis, the typical average sold-to-list price ratio is 97.55, and you've pretty much been able to set your clock at 98%.
98%.
And they ask, well, how much should I offer? Well, historically, it's 98% of the list price, unless there's some weird anomaly going on. And that's why you ask your realtor to run comps for you, just to make sure this isn't one of those anomalies. But normally, it's 98%.
Yep, we had that down when people would ask us, what's typical in the market? 98% of the list price.
Just as a percentage, closings per month above the list price versus the Cromford report was 60.1% for 2021.
So that's closings per month above list price. So 60% of them were.
Yes. Looking forward, over the last decade, we've seen lower sales volume in the second half of the year compared to the first half. We've just talked about that. We've seen the median sale price wobble between July and December. As we reported, neither of these things occurred last year. I expect, again, this is Tom Ruff.
Right, Tom Ruff.
I expect the second half of 2021 to return to a more traditional pattern. I expect price increases to moderate with lower year-over-year sales volume. For only the second time in the last year, our pending price index is projecting no gain in the median sales price.
Wow. Good.
So we're seeing a little bit of leveling off.
Prices are leveling off.
All right, I'll go through these quickly because we've really made this long, but there was a lot of good information this week that we wanted to share.
Yeah, the stat report's always a little bit longer, so,
Our rates staying very stable. Last week we were at 3.082. This week we are at 3.038 for a 30-year.
All right.
15-year is still very attractive at 2.306, and VA is at 2.712. Again, these are enticements. Your actual rate that you get may very well be even lower.
Be better, yeah. Contact
Inventory.
Melissa. I'll put her information below.
We talked about at the peak we were below 5,000. We're now at 6,854.
Got houses to choose from.
Yep. Peoria and Surprise are both over 200, 210, and 213 respectively. Trilogy at Estancia, again up. We've been running 3, 4. We're at 10.
10. All right.
487,000 being the most affordable, and 1,099,900 being the most expensive.
Okay.
The Estancia Village has 20 homes available. Price range 400,000 to 699,200.
We got homes, folks.
Yeah, it's raining homes. Blackstone Country Club has 3. 865,000 is the most affordable home in Blackstone
Not
currently.
surprising.
Yeah.
Not surprising.
Very tight range though. The
Yeah.
most expensive is 975,000. So. Portobello, there are 4 homes available. The most affordable 352,000, and the most expensive 725,000.
We don't talk about Portobello enough. Portobello is a nice, quaint. It feels quaint.
I like
It
it.
feels has some Italian undertones to it, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it.
Sun City Grand, 22 homes available. Most affordable, I got this backwards, but I caught it. 329,900. I don't know why I did that. Dyslexic
You're
moment
just
there.
trying to mess
Most
yourself up.
affordable, most expensive, $979,000. Sun City West has 35 homes available. The most affordable being $225,000, and the most expensive $650,000.
And that high one on Trilogy, that one just came on. 1,000,001, just about 1,000,001.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out.
Yep. Okay, that's our lengthy report for today. Hope you enjoyed it and got some benefit out of that. Everybody have a fantastic weekend and a blessed week, and we'll see you again next week.
Stay out of the rain.
Unless you enjoy walking in the rain.
Yeah. I don't think it was that long. You really think it was that long?
Yeah, it'll be pretty lengthy.
Anyway.
So this is something we should probably be keeping an eye on.
Wow. I think you're probably going to hear that on the video. A little bit of thunder.
Yeah.
I hope the power doesn't go out.
That'll probably, this piece you'll have to cut out, and it'll be end up being an outtake.
Yeah, just an outtake.
Thunder.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Take. Take 3.
Take 3. Pretty much. So, yes, although affordability is lower or higher, affordability is higher. So it's harder for the average person to buy a house. It's still good. 25%.
Yeah, but I think it's on the downside. I mean, I think people are getting closer to that burdensome mark of 25%. So I think that's, again, going to be another factor that's involved in slowing down the housing market.
Yeah.
So we'll see. That's another factor to start watching.
And that's